Tango, Yankee 2, Charlie Hotel Golf, standing by.
Attention, attention. This is the Tao Net C for the day. I am your controller, TY4HAA. This net is hosted every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8:30 p.m. Toronto time on the Tinyet channel via Zello. You can find the links to our channels on our website, tinyetdragon.com. Let's see a head count of who's joining. I have already received TY2CNG. Will there be anyone else joining? Please check in with your call sign. Slowly.
Tango Yankee 2 Foxtrot November Golf.
Tango Yankee 9, Yankee Uniform Echo. And also, you are the net controller. You said, I am your controller. You don't control us. Back to you.
Tango Yankee 4, Lima, Echo India.
My
Tango, Tango Yankee 2, Golf Alpha Papa.
Tango Yankee 2, Golf Echo India.
All right. I have TY2CHG, Charlie Hotel Golf, TY2WNG, Whiskey November Golf, TY9 my UE, Yankee Unicorn Echo, TY4LEI, Lima Echo India, TY2GAP, Golf Alpha Papa, and TY2GEI, Golf Echo India. Anyone else that would like to join?
Tango Yankee 2 Foxtrot November Golf.
All right, Net Controller recognizes TY2 FNG, Foxtrot November Golf. Anyone else? If you'd like to join us, please come in with your call sign.
Tango Yankee 2, Delta November Golf.
All right, Net Controller recognizes TY2YNG, Yankee November Golf. Anyone else? All right, please note that this is an open discussion format net. I'll begin with a topic, and when it's your turn, you can continue on it, or you can bring up new ideas to the table. And to remind all of us that we have a 3-minute timer for everyone, and if you're getting near that time, to kind of recognize so you can wrap up and make your point around that time and continue your talk on the next round if you have more. So beginning the topic for tonight, I'll start and call the next person on the list, say your call sign at the beginning and the end of your message. You can pick one and continue with that. So I know that we have, from time to time, we've discussed how we respond, and we've had a little discussion on emergency these last couple of days, how to get on the net and how to talk and what to do and who to call and how to call and the 99 and 999 and how we're supposed to do it, when we do it, if we do it, if we need to do it. So I'm thinking more like on the real world situation. So let's say, for example, this is more of an either or kind of thing. Imagine if you're witnessing an accident and you're feeling compelled to help. So courage might tell you, oh, you need to do something about that immediately, while prudence would advise you to maybe not get yourself involved. Both are, relatively good approaches to do something. And it requires your wisdom in order to assess the situation. Which one are you more inclined to do? I know what I'd be more inclined to do, but I'd like to hear what everyone else would like to do.
You didn't call anyone. What happened?
Apologies, my system got a little lag then. So let's start with the first person, TY2CHG, Tango Yankee 2, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Apologies, Net Controller. Could you repeat the question one more time? Thank you.
So this is more along the lines of courage versus prudence. Imagine that you've witnessed an accident and you're feeling compelled to help. Maybe you aren't feeling compelled to help. You never know. Courage might encourage you to act immediately, while prudence might advise you to hang back. We know as Taoists what that means for us. Getting involved in accidents, getting involved with things like this. We know what this means for us. But your normal, what is your normal inclination, and whether or not you'd be inclined to help? Balancing those two virtues requires your wisdom and probably your skill level too. Which are you more inclined to do?
This is Tango Yankee 2, Charlie Hotel Golf. Good day to Sajon and the net controller. Washington has decent weather. And to answer tonight's question, I would say before I was a Taurus, my first instinct would usually be to run towards it. Now that I have more knowledge and more understanding, I have to tame that impulse to run headfirst into when I'm seeing trouble or a issue. That's a habit that I've unfortunately cultivated from being in particular situations and environments, trying to control everything. So I've reached that stage in my development, not just spiritually in this religion, but as a mature man or human being, uh, I really have to taper that instinct because it's not just the physical things that you have to pay attention to, is the spiritual aspect of it. You know, some people have bad circumstance happen to them because they deserve it. They've been dickheads and somebody just paying them back. So I'm stopping somebody from having justice, or I'm stopping somebody from keeping that dickhead busy from tormenting other people. So after that whole scenario with Wing Sedra and how actually no, before Wing Sedra, Sajan had told us about some of his ex disciples and how he usually liked to keep them busy with a bit of mayhem in their life because you don't want them to use what he has taught them to go and bother and harass people in society. And after he said that, I immediately perked up. I was like, oh shit, like he's absolutely right. Like you need to be careful who you're giving power to. And not just that, like when you see somebody having a shitty day or a shitty life, sometimes it's not so easy as poor them, you know, they having it rough. No, they're probably a dickhead. Because I used to go on the assumption, oh shit, this person having a tough time, let me help. Do I have the resources? I'll figure it out. You know, this type of Captain Save a Who mentality. So it has given me a lot more clarity on the people that I'm choosing to help. Back to you, Net Controller. This is Tango Yankee 2, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Ah, yes. Keeping the dickhead from justice. Definitely. We are all about that. So I definitely was in that camp. I wasn't the person who was actually helping, but I'd go over there and looky-loo. Yeah, I wasn't helping. I was just in the way. I didn't want to get involved. I just wanted to see what was going on. So nosy Rosie. So maybe me and the dickhead in the road would be probably picking up energy. Be a problem. So yeah, after being here, I've learned not to be involved even from a spectator standpoint. Sometimes you know you're in traffic and you're going and it's going slow and you're like, what's going on over there? I wonder why then the trial then it stopped. You know, all that it feeds that energy into it. Yeah. So yeah. Let's go to TY2 WNG Tango Yankee 2 Whiskey November Golf.
TY3 WNG Tango Yankee 3 Whiskey November Golf. So I don't know, from my perspective, when it comes to, like, I've actually seen a car accident happen, and I feel like I have this bad luck when I get my basic life support, CPR, or do a training about saving lives. Like, something always tests me and is like, okay, so somebody's gonna have a stroke and you're gonna have to save their lives, and that happens like all the time. Last time I got my basic life support, there was this old woman who like collapsed and had a seizure, and she had like blood spewing out of her mouth, and I knew what to do, and I had people around me who did not know what to do, so I just kind of instructed them what to do. because I like, you know, at the end of the day, I'm like not trying to get sued, but I don't want to see people die. With a car accident, I was like, I called 911. That's all I did. I did that. I was about to do nothing else. And luckily, there was a firefighter there to like pull the person out of the car and, you know, save their lives. And I didn't have to do. I just got to call 911. But like, you know, for me, I'd rather not experience it. I just rather, you know, step back. But I don't know. I guess like sometimes things kind of test my skills. So yeah, back to you. TY3 WNG Tango Yankee 3 Whiskey November Golf.
Ah, yes. But you have to remember, you are not what you say you are. Remember, I always have bad luck. No, you are not bad luck. If you notice, if it keeps happening, you're teaching yourself that this is how you need it. Okay, you are not who you say you are. So just a reminder, the stuff that you tell yourself, it's a recording, right? You're going to repeat that back to yourself, and there you go. I always have that. No, you don't always have bad luck. It's not you. So I do understand, though. I definitely understand. Having been in a few accidents and witnessed a few, I also had that mentality. I no longer have that. And it seemed like I stopped having accidents after that. So, yeah, let's go to the next person. TY9YUE, Tango Yankee 9, Yankee Unicorn Echo.
This is TY9 Mayit, Tango Yankee 9, Yankee Uniform Echo. Yeah, hi everyone and the controller. So yeah, I think I pretty much said it. If anything happened outside, the people have nothing to do with me, no relationship. It's really not a good idea to poke your hand into it. The problem is because the world is very weird. If you save someone, cool, right? But you can also be sued for, you know, what are you doing? How come he died? Well, whatever explanation you have, it doesn't matter. You're getting sued. And I don't need that kind of thing. Right? Like, you're not working as, let's say, you know, the ER team or the rescue team or whatever, then you don't have the obligation or even the right to do that kind of stuff. And besides, as a Taoist, we know that, you know, people have these things happen for a reason. Like, hey, this guy is it's due, you know, the Yunsan is all busted and it's time to go. Why do you need to save someone? There's a common thing out there, like everyone think that saving lives, you know, like people are dying and you like bring them back here is a good thing. It's actually not. You know, like there's this video that talks about there's this rich guy. He went to Japan or China, I forgot where, to look at the elders' home. And he said, wow, like there's a lot of elders whose health is like so bad because they are like almost dying, and then they go to the doctor, and the doctor is like, we can save you by like doing all kinds of surgery, you know, change this, take out this, right, remove this, put a fake heart, a fake whatever, and eventually those people are like, you become like a lab rat, you know, you get all kinds of stuff done on you, and most importantly, the hospital is earning a lot of money from that, and they make it sound like they're so righteous to like save you from dying. At the same time, you're just like a money tree, and they don't care if you're actually enjoying your life or not. So there are like these elders who can't even take care of themselves. They can't speak. And then there's this person that's supposed to like take care of them and ask her, what do you want to eat on the table, right? And then it's like very obvious that person is looking at, maybe like a dish of potato, and then that person don't get it, and they're like, okay, you're eating ice cream, like taking something else, and you don't even get to say anything because you can't speak anymore. And it feels like people don't care. They just shove things into your mouth, keep you alive. As long as you're alive, they're good, right? And then they like put you to bath, and it's kind of like, from what that person said, it's like a car wash. Like you can't touch that person, and then they just like put you in and shove you with a brush and things like that. It's kind of horrible. So if you're due and you have to die, it's actually nice to let you die instead of like saving your life and stretching it even more. Back to that controller. Tango Yankee 9, Yankee Uniform Echo.
Yes, I completely understand with Tango Yankee. Nine YUE. I definitely understand that. There's another story that's very much close to that one, but not necessarily where the person's alive. The person is actually brain dead, but they're keeping her body alive because she's pregnant. The mom is gone, but they're keeping her body alive because she's about to have a baby. So what are the ethics on that? You are in problems. A lot of problems with that. So let's go to TY4 LEI, Tango Yankee 4, Lima Echo India. TY4 LEI, Tango Yankee 4, Lima Echo India.
Okay, Tango Yankee 4, Lima Echo India. Okay, yeah, I have a couple of perspectives on this subject. I thought about it before. So it's kind of like, in the weekend, sometimes when I Uber, I come across like a blind person or something like that, and they get in my car, and sometimes they have like they got like crutches and stuff. Those I'm fine with helping. I'll guide them to the door and stuff like that. But then there's some people that straight up look like hood rats, so I don't care. So I'm sorry, but if you come out my car and you get hit or somebody chop off your arm, I don't care. I'm taking off. I'm sorry. I'm just here for your money. But because I don't really know you all that much. There was this one time, and there was this girl who went into my car, and then she's like, she want me to lose this one guy. He's kind of like a POS boyfriend or something like that, and I'm like the getaway driver, and I had to lose this guy and go different routes and stuff like that, like so he doesn't find her apartment. Eventually, I don't care. I'm just going to stick to the GPS. I'm sorry, none of my business. I'm just here for your money. Your whatever shit, none of my concern. I just drive her to her apartment, and then he was like right behind, and he was like, "Hey," he's right behind, and then she was like, "Can you come out with me to the car?" I'm like, "Hell no, I ain't doing that shit. Fuck that. That ain't none of my business. I'm sorry. I'm just here for your money. Your safety ain't my concern because I don't know you." But yeah, she got out the car, took off, and it doesn't look like the boyfriend or the POS follow her back to the house. But that's my perspective. Like, if it's like an elderly inside the car and they ask for help, I'll help them any way I can. But things like this, I don't care, to be honest. None of my business, not my monkey, not my circus. TY4LEI.
Not my monkey, not my circus. Wow. All right. Just secure the bag. Just secure the bag. All right. Always running away. Okay. Let's get to TY2 GAP, Tango Yankee 2, Golf Alpha Papa.
Tango Yankee 2 Golf Alpha Papa. Thank you, Net Controller. Oh man, that's actually one of my favorite sayings actually too. Not my circus, not my monkeys. It's um I would have to say to answer the Net Controller's question, in the past it's always been about I guess right place, right time. I would definitely observe with prudence before acting on any courage. Like, I definitely considered myself pretty weak and scared when I was younger. So when it came to acting on courage, when it came to opportunities to demonstrate to myself that I had bravery, I would take it just because, I guess the way I needed to exercise those muscles. And I always dreamed about being a first responder without having to deal with the baggage of bureaucracy. I did not have good experiences with cops either, so I definitely want to be part of the police force. And I saw how other first responders got treated, so I didn't want to like be a part of that. But if I found myself in a situation where somebody was in need and it didn't look like anybody else was around or capable of helping, and I knew I could, then I would. Um, and sometimes, I sometimes there would be consequences, but at the same time, I feel good enough about myself that I felt it was worth it. Um, and yeah, now I wouldn't necessarily go out of my way to put myself in harm's way, but yeah, and I can't say that it was all altruistic. There was definitely this whole thing about, testing myself, see if it was within my capacity to do something like that. Because, what if in my own head it's like, what if that I was in a situation where somebody I actually cared about was in there, and would I be able to help them out? So, situations that would happen where I'd find myself, you know, able to help somebody, it was like practice. Um, but yeah, definitely definitely careful not to get entangled in other people's shit, because sometimes stuff goes down that you don't know the whole story. And I've seen that happen too, where people try to be the hero and they actually don't know what's going on, and they end up helping somebody out that they didn't that if they knew the whole story, that they might have thought twice about it. Tango Yankee 2 Golf Alpha Papa.
Oh yeah, I've gotten a wind of some of that kind of activity too, where the person was actually set up, where they get, you see an accident or some sort of calamity happens like right in front of them, and it turns out it's a group of folks creating a situation just so they can draw people or a person, the target, in so they can rob them or do something else or set them up for a insurance type of situation. Actually happened to me where I was driving down the road minding my business, and several cars got in front of me and suddenly decided to just stop on the freeway. And you're clipping along at 70, 60, 70 miles an hour, and suddenly the entire traffic in front of you just stops. What are you going to do? How are you going to? Most people are going to either slam on the brakes or try to go around it. So I noticed that they were lining up, so I got out of the way. And there was an air horn that sounded on the freeway. Craziest shit ever heard. It was like they were lining up to target someone on the freeway. So yeah, very interesting. Next is TY 2 GEI Tango Yankee 2 Golf Echo India.
Tango Yankee 2, Golf Echo India. Oh boy, you guys have some stories. I mean, I've been CPR and first aid trained in case of emergencies, but I've never had to use that. I think the closest thing that I've ever come to, like, to anything like that, so when I used to live in a college town, walked a couple of really drunk girls home every once in a while when I was working late and come out of my shift, and they're like wandering around the parking lot in front of my place. I'm like, "Are you lost, babe? Can I help?" But I definitely I definitely generally exercise prudence over courage. I don't really feel like it's a this or that. I think it's generally this and then that. Um, yeah, there have been times that I did, see some kind of emergency in progress, but yeah, I was one of those kids who was taught, always look for the helpers. So if somebody else is on it, I'm gonna let them do their job. I'm not gonna get in the way. Um, and that's pretty much always been the case in the luxury of my experience. I think that if I did see something really bad like that, it would be, um, I think my instinct would probably be to be as smart about it as possible, retain as much distance as possible, um, and only step in if there's somebody like really vulnerable in a bad position, right? And that is where courage, for me, that's the point where courage overtakes prudence, I guess. Um, like if there is somebody who is in a visibly bad situation, like undeniably bad, and they are a person who cannot defend themselves, or whatever that case may be, it would have to be a lot to make me like actually step in. But sometimes it's worth it, right? And that's what courage is. Courage is knowing that there is something more worthwhile than my fear of consequences. Um, but so far, I've not ever had to express that. Um, so I guess that's where I'm at with it. Tango Yankee 2, Golf Echo India.
TY, oh yeah, absolutely. No, nothing. If you haven't got the user thing, you don't have to. So let's get to TY2 FNG, uh, Tango Yankee 2, Foxtrot November Golf. TY2 FNG, Tango Yankee 2, Foxtrot November Golf. All right, moving on. TY2 YNG, Tango Yankee 2, Yankee November Golf.
TY2 FNG. I also have some CPR's experience. Luckily, I didn't have to use it, although it was in front of my eyes. My my father have fainted half a dozen of times. Luckily, I didn't have to perform anything, and or when I had my two kids all by myself when they were young. And I also have seen a lot of people ran red light even at night with the speed. Luckily, nothing had happened. Knock on wood. And yes, I will learn like Lee Sa-hong. It's not my circus. It's not my monkey. Therefore, I would not want to rest. I mean, as much as I see some people, but the world has changed completely these days. I found that people turn around and accuse people of doing the good deeds. I have had people that turn around, but it's not really an accident or legal per se. But but I do know that people have some very ill intention at times. So yes, I've learned the hard time the hard way that not to be too nice and trying to protect myself. And now learning the fact that protecting my energy, protect my yin san, and practice. I guess protecting myself is the first thing that I should do. So yeah, that's what my perspective in terms of this topic. Back to you, Net Controller. TY2 FNG.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's a good way to think about it too. So, on to the next one. TY2 DNG Delta November Golf.
Tango Yankee to Delta November Golf. Yeah. What is Lay said, I think is happened to me. So, uh, I just walk on the street, and suddenly this one guy like surrounded by like 4 or 5 people, and then I just walk the street. I don't know. I don't pay attention, you know, and just walk. And then this one guy just pushed me to the 4 or 5 people, and then that 4 or 5 people like trying to hit me, and I'm like, what's going on, you know? And what? I just luckily I have a couple moves. No, I just like dodge and like so I don't get any hit. But the people from across the street jump over and then trying to save me and then all that kind of things. So it's very important to know to have a wisdom and to take a look at all the situation. Mm, you cannot like you know entangle with somebody else's business that you don't know about. So very very important, very very because we don't know these people are trying to what, to rob, to scam, or can be anything can be happen. So very very careful. Uh, yeah, I think there's my experience for this. But yeah, we can sometimes I help people. You know, like we just like visiting bunch of friends who got cancer, and then we just come. We take a couple days, divide like Monday, Wednesday, like Friday, and then visiting them in their home or their hospital. Just trying to encourage them. You know, pray for them. When I was in JC, it's what we do. Or sometimes we just like go to the senior home, cheer them up, like talk to them, spend time with them. So yeah, something like that. So Tango Yankee to Delta November Golf.
204 SHG.
TY4SHG, go ahead.
I just heard the tail end of it, so I'm not sure what the topic of conversation is. Sorry. So if you want to come back around to me, when you've gone through everyone else, that'd be cool. It's a beautiful sunny day here in Tasmania, even though it's a bit cold. We're kind of in the middle of winter right now, and yes, I'm sorry I missed the beginning of the zone. Back to you. Tango Yankee 4 Sierra Hotel Golf.
Lucky for you, you're next. So the topic is basically, if you saw an accident, would you stop or would you keep going? And if you are inclined to do one way or the other, I know what we do as Taoists or how we should be acting towards this kind of thing as Taoists, but how are you different now versus where you were before?
If you're talking about a car accident or something like that, if I was the first one to see it, then I would feel responsible to pull over and see if the person's, needs to be pulled out of the car or something like that. And if I drive past and I see that it's already someone else has already done that, and it's being dealt with, or there's an ambulance there, then I'll just trust that that's already been dealt with. So, and there's not much I can do apart from check if the person's alive or not, and if they're stuck in the hanging upside down with a seatbelt, that then they need to be kind of released and taken out before the car blows up, then yeah, sure, I'd do that. And I think that's just I'm not sure what the Taoist way of dealing that with that kind of situation is, but I think that's more of I'm not sure, yeah, but that's what my first answer would be. 204 SSG.
Wow, car explosion. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't be going over there then. I'd probably get away. That'd be my thing. So yeah. To answer the question, at least the topic, I was a person that went towards the accident at one point. But again, I'm a person that kind of looks to the side and looks around and sees what's happening before I actually get involved because I don't want to get caught up and I don't want to get involved with it because might get set up or it might be a problem or I don't want to attract the spiritual outcome or keep somebody from their growth. They might need it. So we have gone over. The current time in Toronto is 9:09. This is your net controller, TY4HAA, concluding tonight's net. It was fun. So thank you all for joining. Hey, remember you're welcome to join and continue this lively discussion in the line chat room. I think there's a dictator in there now. I'm sure of it. Somehow. I don't know how it happened, but that's what's going on. So thank you all for joining, and in the line chat room that the net is now officially closed. The channels return to normal use, and we'll see you all again on Sunday, maybe, for the same channel. It's TY4HAA, Tango Yankee 4, Hotel Alpha Alpha, clear.
Tango Yankee 2, Charlie Hotel Golf, clear.
TY3, WNG, Tango Yankee 3, Whiskey, November Golf.
Tango Yankee 2, Delta November Golf.
Tango Yankee 2 Golf Alpha Papa. Clear.
Tango Yankee 2, Golf Echo India, clear.
Tango Yankee 2, Tango Yankee 4, Lima, Echo, India.
Tango Yankee 4, Sierra Hotel Golf, clear.
Tango Yankee 9, Yankee Uniform Echo, Echo, Echo.